Start first of all, Neil, by finding out who is or isn't fit for this weekend or Monday.
Well, Josh Vela will be out with he's got an ongoing groin problem, so I think that'll be him for the season. We don't want to, push him and lose him for longer. Matt Mills is, he's got an ankle problem, and we found out he may have a touch of vertigo as well. Now, with vertigo, you always think of heights, but actually when he turns to his right, he seems to feel a little bit dizzy. So we're obviously monitoring that. We're hoping he'll be okay for Monday, but he hasn't trained this week just yet. Bannon and Dans will be back in the squad, obviously after their little misdemeanours. So we'll be stronger certainly in midfield going into the game. And I think that's it really, no fresh injury worries. Obviously Paddy's come back to Crystal Palace with the ankle knock he got. Dean Moxey should be fit. And Mark Davis came through the hour or so he had at Brentford okay.
The Bannon and Dan's situation is now finished with, forgotten, or?
Well, it is for me, yeah. I mean, look, they did something wrong, they crossed the line, they've been punished for it, heavily. We've put a marker down to the rest of the squad that, that won't be tolerated, and we've drawn a line in it now, so they will be in contention for a place on Monday.
You know that fans and pundits, everybody at this stage of the season looks at certain clubs in certain fixtures and says they've got nothing to play for. I don't suppose you feel that way, but on the face of it, that's the situation with the Wanderers with what's left of the season.
Yeah, but when we looked at the last few games, we knew we were with Norwich, Brentford, obviously Bournemouth, so we knew we could have a say in the title race or in the playoff push. We were unfortunate not to get something against Norwich, last minute goal. Again, played very well at Brentford. Should have won the game really, but again took a point or 2 points off them. And we were looking to do exactly the same on Monday night. I think we are an afterthought in this fixture. I think all the talk has been about Bournemouth, and that maybe suit us. We will go there and make life as difficult as we possibly can for them.
As a manager at this time of the season, knowing that you've got a few months in the summer where there are no games, is that frustrating for you at this stage, or is that the manoeuvring time that you need to get things right?
No, obviously I think we need some time to improve things the way we want to improve it. Whether we can do that or not's another thing, but we are working very hard in the background to try and get some players in. Obviously we're working hard to keep some players here as well on new contracts. I've only been in the job since October, so I would like the season to be a little bit longer, but I've really enjoyed my time here so far. I'm enjoying the challenge. I think it's a great club, and I think we can take it forward.
And does the summer's work not really start until after June the 30th because of when players' contracts traditionally expire?
Well, no, you can do work. You can speak to representatives at the minute. Obviously, you can't sign them before the June the 30th, but you can certainly get negotiations and agreements done, and that's what we're trying to do.
And have you got targets in your mind? I know you won't reveal who they are, but in terms of areas of the pitch or numbers?
Yeah, well, it's difficult to put a figure on the numbers that we want, but certainly there are areas that we want to strengthen, and ideally, if you're going to go into the championship, you like 2 for each position. You don't always get that, but we've identified maybe 4 or 5 players so far, and there may be more to come up on the horizon. We just have to be careful with the budget, obviously, as well, that we don't overspend too early. But yeah, we're enjoying again the negotiations that are going on, and we quite like the look of some players that we're hoping to bring in.
How do you feel about this game at Bournemouth being on a Monday night, from either a club perspective or the fans' perspective?
Well, I don't mind the Monday night football, me personally, but from our fans' point of view, it's a disaster. Unless they can make it a prolonged weekend for themselves, it's a very difficult travel as well. We've had Ipswich on a Tuesday night, now we've got Bournemouth away on a Monday night, so it's a big ask of the supporters. But we'd be grateful of any support that we get on Monday night. But I think with the game being on TV, I would imagine plenty of them will stay at home and watch it on the telly.
That's that juxtaposition, isn't it, of the clubs want the money from the television, but nobody really wants the inconvenience for the fans.
No, absolutely not, and it is an inconvenience. I think that the game is scheduled for Saturday, and I'm sure a lot of our fans will already booked it well in advance, and then it's been changed, and whether they can, change their plans again. I know some people who are coming to the game have had to change their plans, and they are going to stay down and make a long weekend of it. But you can't ask that of everyone. I mean, it's expensive enough for supporters to come to games.
Are Bournemouth the best team in this division?
No, I wouldn't say the best. I think they're the best footballing team in the division. They're certainly the easiest on the eye. They scored a hell of a lot of goals this year. But to say they're the best, well, I mean, you can say that after 46 games. You got Watford, Norwich, Middlesbrough, who'll all have a say in that, and it takes more than just being a good footballing team to win titles and win championships. You have to have the right temperament as well. But to be fair to Bournemouth, they've been thereabouts for the majority of the season, so Eddie's done a fantastic job there. But we're looking forward to the game, and it'll be interesting to see how results pan out on Saturday. And Bournemouth will know what they have to do come Monday. We have our own agenda. We're looking forward to the game. The fact that it's on TV will be a bonus for the players as well, and hopefully we can show that there's been a market improvement as we go along.
Bournemouth, as a side, have achieved what they've achieved on relatively low budget. And
see, I disagree with that. I think I know they sold Lewis Graben, but they bought Callum Wilson, for $3 million. They bought Kerma Grant, they brought Ritchie, for decent money. Arthur Boric will be on a big wage coming in from Southampton. Kevin Jones will be on big wages as well, coming from Cardiff. So to say that they're on a relatively low budget compared to other teams, I'm not convinced that's the case. And they did bid £5 million for Damari Graham from Birmingham in January, so they've been well backed. So to say they're on a low budget, I'm not convinced that's the case.
Okay, well, looking at your performances against the other sides in the top six, you've relatively gone toe to toe with them and done okay. Is this a chance against Bournemouth now to show, how far you've come this season since you've taken over?
Yeah, but going to Bournemouth, and they will have a huge motivation to win the game. It's going to be tough. Our away form hasn't been great, but we have picked up some decent results of late. We're going to go there and we're going to attack every opportunity we can. There's going to be a nervous tension around the ground. What we can't do is let Bournemouth, start the game well and get an early goal, because they like to come out of the blocks very quickly. So we have to be aware of that. And if we can do that, then the more the game stays level, or we can get a foothold in the game, then there's going to be more tension around the ground. And some of their players maybe not been in that position before, so it'll be interesting to see how they can handle it.
You've mentioned that. I mean, it's a chance for them to all but mathematically guarantee themselves automatic promotion in front of their own fans, dependent on other results. Does that change your game plan at all? Does that make you a little bit more wary of a quick start for them?
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's going to be a party atmosphere. We have been sort of an afterthought in all of this, and I don't like that. So it's good sometimes. We feel we can give teams a bloody nose now and again. When we looked at the Norwich game, we came very close to taking something out of that one. Probably should have done. And then Brentford, we played very well. We got a point away, which was a good point away from them, but I felt with the chances we had, we were the better team and should have won the game. So, can we do that at Bournemouth? I don't see any reason why not. And we're playing with no pressure. We can go and play with a bit of freedom and express ourselves, and that's always a dangerous opposition for a team going for promotion. And
twice you came from behind against Brentford. That must give you heart that the players still have that fight in them at this stage in the season.
Yeah, I was delighted. with the overall performance. We exposed Brentford at times. Heskey had a great chance to go 1-0 up. He's clean through, and Lafondra then has one off the line. But then those two were a real thorn in their side, as was Feeney. So yeah, I was delighted with the application. Some aspects of our defending could have been better, and it'll have to be better on Monday night, because we know Bournemouth can come at you from quite a few different angles.
You've mentioned the contract situations of a few players. Are there any updates on any of the players who've been offered?
Not at the minute, no. I don't think we're far away, but we haven't heard anything back from the respective representatives, so it's as you were at the minute.
And just a final word on Mark Tierney. Is bad news that he's had this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's devastating. I think he was aware of it for quite a while, so he's had a bit of time to ponder it, and it's obviously a huge decision to take. Yeah, I think sometimes the public don't see the sacrifices players do make to get to the level that they play at. You know, it's been Mark's life for however long, the last 20 years or so, and he's had to give it up through no fault of his own, and it does leave a big hole in your life. You know, there's no replication for getting out there and playing football, and he's a good kid. I've really liked his persona and his personality around the place, even though he's been sort of swimming against the tide with the injury. So yeah, I mean, we will do all we can for him as a club, and we will continue to give him the proper rehabilitation. But you know, it's an unfortunate thing that happens sometimes in football that, you know, can be heartbreaking for a player. But he's handled everything with you know, great integrity and dignity as well.
Chat, easy. Yeah. Go. Play.